We are the ones we wait for. Yeah. Welcome back. Welcome back. Welcome to the We Are the Ones podcast. I'm your host, Kareem Manuel. We're dropping every Wednesday. Glad to be with you. Make sure you like, make sure you leave a comment, make sure you subscribe so you can keep up with everything that we got going on. I'm fresh off the heels of our 1 year retail anniversary celebration. And so I'm feeling good. And with me, I got my business partner, friend of the show, friend of the pod, Yusef Corley. You caught him on episode 1, and now he back, bro. How you doing?
Back again.
Back again, yeah. We've been dropped in, as you were just saying before we got started, since 11/11. We've been in the portal.
Yeah.
We had a wonderful event here in Atlanta called Dharma Glow. And then we celebrated our 1 year anniversary in Ponce City Market, our retail store. And a lot of people from that event showed up, and it was just vibes. We're gonna get into all of that. But before we do, we're gonna drop in like we do, and then I can't wait to hear. So if you've been following us for a while, you know we drop in with a 4-second box breathing technique. We're gonna go 5 seconds today.
Let's do six.
6.
Yeah.
All right, here we go. Let's do 6. 6 seconds in, hold at the top for 6, 6 seconds out, and hold at the bottom. I'll snap to keep time. Close your eyes, relax your body. As you take these breaths, just relax your face, relax your jaw, release the tongue from the roof of the mouth, relax your shoulders. Even as you do it, you can be telling yourself these things like, I'm safe, relax, relax, relax. And just watch your body settle deeper into relaxation. And so here we go. Deep breath in for 6. Hold. Out. Hold. In. Hold. Out. Hold. Last time, deep breath in. Hold. Keep holding. And out. Hold. And the regular breath in. All right. We here, man. We already locked in. We're locked in and loaded. Where you feel like, we're just gonna just talk with our people, talk amongst ourselves. What do you feel like are, some lessons that are coming up from you over this last year? What have you learned just about being conscious and being in business? What have you learned about yourself over these last 12 months since you've been here? I mean, let's see, this time last year, were you here yet? No, you weren't here yet, but you were
No.
on the way. You will be here shortly.
Yeah. At this time last year, I remember I was packing a 4-story home in DC. Boxes were everywhere. It was just me by myself doing it. And I did know at this point that I was not living in Charlotte, but I didn't know I'll be in Atlanta for a year. And so it was a mystery, but it's been the most beautiful mystery. And yeah, here I am now.
Yeah.
And so the question is like, what have I learned during this period? Man, I really just go back to, I'm going to use my experience being in Panama and that practice and consistency of preparing raw foods daily as my main source of nourishment and how that's shown up in all aspects of my life. And so for we society, for business, for how I show up in any places, like I had to be disciplined, committed to this. And also, I'm doing all the things that I love doing. So, what have I learned specifically in regards to we society? I love what the fuck I'm doing, man.
Yeah.
I love everything about it. I love problem solving. I love interacting with our staff members and just figuring out like a chessboard. Like, all right, who's gonna go in this position here as far as in-store staff. You've been working with our warehouse team and just finding ways to harmonize all of our processes. Because in the beginning, at least for me, it felt like we were, we're starting the MailChimp for our email subscription list and sending out newsletters. And then it's like, okay, we got a good template and we're starting that. And then we got the storefront where we're trying to learn how to run a retail. Like I
Yep.
had zero experience running retail, and I'm not sure if you had any. Did you have any retail experience?
Nah, bro.
Yeah. Yeah. So we didn't know anything that what we were doing. However, we know how, at least I know how to work with people. And then also the work that we've done previously to this is like we know how to work with other human beings.
Yep.
And yeah, just showing up consistently, failing many times, pissing off our employees, pissing off you, I'm sure many times. And also just allowing that yeah, but allowing that confrontation to also be the gap to bridge connection.
Yeah.
And that's what's been beautiful about it. Because right now, over the end of this year, right, it's felt very easeful. At least
Mhm.
I'll definitely say within the last month, things have felt very much in alignment. I spoke about MailChimp doing that. We have our Slack business channel, and we need some sponsorships as well. Uh, we use our financial systems, and we just all the things and systems that we had in play is like, how do we make it all work?
Yeah.
And
Together like
yeah,
a machine.
yeah, like a machine, systemized, and yeah, we weren't doing that in the beginning. However, we planted the seeds, and now
Mhm.
after we've been watering from this year span, it's like, oh, everything's starting to grow.
Yeah.
Oh, we can do wholesale agreements without issue. Oh, wait, Kareem, we have 500 weed teas that are being ordered. Can we do it? Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, I don't know how we gonna do it, but I believe in it. And then, oh, it's being done. Now they're reordering over and over and over. We get called into Dharma Glow, which was my first entry into Atlanta, 11/11 of
Yep.
last year, and started at the top, man. Londrell was there. We had Londrell was there again. DeJohn from Dharma Glow.
Yep.
Lizzie Jeff was there.
Shout out Lizzie.
Yeah,
What up?
yeah. Shout out Lizzie for sure. And there's several other people there, but the reason why I'm just speaking to those two is because it's like, oh, this is the artist that I'm interacting with and doing business alongside, and that just felt really good from like, okay, I have arrived in a place to where it's like, oh, I don't feel out of balance here. Like this feels like home.
Yep.
And
Yep.
so it's been good to be here, feel at home, having you bringing me along. Like I had the keys to the city of Atlanta once I got here, and that's a big part due to you and the connections you built over this 7 year period.
I appreciate that. That's probably, it's one of the ways I show love is like if I'm rolling with somebody, it's like, okay, yeah, the doors are open. Come on. But I definitely feel like I tried to do that with other people and they didn't recognize that that was what was happening. Or just even know how to show appreciation for it. And so I don't need anybody to kiss my ass, but it's just like, um, yeah, it's like I've been here tilling the land, and then somebody shows up, and I go, "Oh yeah, plant some seeds right here." I know this is fertile because I've been working on it for 7 years. It's just like that's love.
Yeah.
That's what brotherhood is supposed to be like for me. That's how I imagine it. And then people just start planting, but then doing crazy stuff. You're like, "Yo, yo, what are you doing? I worked on this for 7 years, man. Like, take care of it." Like, and it's like, oh, we thought we could just. Yeah, I'm not even gonna get into the. I'm not even gonna get into the negative stuff, man.
Yeah.
It has been an absolute wild ride. I knew it was coming up on a year. It feels like both 10 years in
Yes.
one.
Yes.
This has been the most transformative year I have ever experienced. And I'm not the type of person that says that. Like every year I watch the patterns. I watch when people go like, this year's my year. This year God's gonna this is your year of increase. This is the whatever, whatever.
Yeah.
And it's like, unless you change, baby, the year is gonna be the same as it was. You're doing the same patterns, you following the same program. So I always hold myself to that standard, right? Like this year, I have shown up so differently. I've allowed other people to show up in my life differently. This has been, without any shadow of a doubt, the most transformative year. These from November 11th of
Yeah.
2022 to November 25th, 2023 has been the most transformation. It has been the most intense school. So it
Hmm.
feels like 10 years in one, and it feels like just yesterday.
Yeah.
Like I looked up and it was like, whoa, the year is about to be done. Like, yeah. And so I resonate a lot with what you were saying about, just learning and feeling like home. Like I felt like in not the beginning, but maybe the middle, was so much work to be done and so much that could be done. Like I was maybe like chasing the possibility and trying
Yeah.
to like force it to go like, okay, we can do this and this. And then after August, like just relaxing and just being like, okay, well, just gonna relax, let it be. And I feel like the trust grew, and now
Yeah.
it's just like connecting the pieces. And really, if it doesn't flow, it has to go. Like no matter what people's intentions are, if it doesn't flow and in alignment with what's going on, it just goes. And that's been beautiful. And I also just want to appreciate publicly, like just how much support people have shown, uh, without asking. I hate when the people go like, y'all gotta support. It's like nobody has to do
At
anything.
all.
Nobody has to buy a shirt. Nobody has to support because I'm black. Because whatever
Yeah.
I think it is, like
Yeah.
nobody has to. It doesn't matter what we got going on. Everybody has a choice, and they have chosen to show up to the events. They have chosen to purchase clothes. They have chosen to leave comments and reviews and all those things. And I
Shout
just
out.
appreciate it so much. And I hope that what I've learned this year is how to show that appreciation in the way we conduct business and the quality of the clothes. I was even thinking today, like being able to be clear about agreements is a form of love.
Yes.
Say like, hey, I'm gonna pay you at this time. Because today with one of our contractors, it just felt a little nervous about the money.
Okay.
And we weren't clear that at was it the close of the event? Was it the close of the day that they got to get paid? Or was it Monday? Because we pay out on Mondays,
Yeah.
but we didn't talk about that. And so they're like, well, I can't leave until, and I could just feel some
Mm.
energy. I mean, it's not negative, but
Yeah.
just,
Yeah.
and it was like, oh, you know what? I could love you by just letting you know. Next time I can just let you know this is when we're gonna pay half. This is when the rest is gonna be done. This is how it's gonna come. Instead of looking at it like burdens or shackles on me. And having to be so uptight about it. It's like, let me just clear everything so the energy could flow cleanly and clearly. That's something I had. It took me all year to get, but I finally got it right now toward the end.
I love it, man.
Yeah.
Anything else for you come up as far as like the year, things that you've learned, or maybe I like to say challenges, but like things that you've overcome?
So many things. One, I mean, I don't even know where to start. People don't, people do not know what is being sacrificed. And even if I told them, they still wouldn't know. And it's not for them to know. So, like, really owning and embodying that my life is mine and that I'm here in service. Um, Learning that I can meet the confrontation, that I can meet the high energy with my own high energy of love and peace. And so when it's chaotic, instead of matching fire with fire in that way, it's like I'm equally as at peace as it is chaos around. And that normally calibrates and equalizes the scenario. The challenge of like communicating clearly. I'm so creative and like to move in such a flow, and inviting people who are unprepared to flow in that way does me a disservice and does them a disservice. And
Mm.
so when I'll be like, no, we're just gonna work like this because I have so much faith in people and so much
Yeah.
trust, and I'm like, the money will work itself out. Uh, and the other people are like in like deep survival mode at times. And
Yeah.
so being able to just say to them before they even go off the deep end, what's happening, what's going on, and letting them know, modeling it, this is a safe space has been really, really important. And then just trusting the process. It's like I've said it before, like I really practice to like let them do what they want to do. You can say what time it's supposed to start. Let people show up when they want to show up, and then see, and then you can make your choices from what you observe instead of using all my energy to try to control. And I'm sending 100 texts and like, "Are
Yeah.
y'all where you at?" And blah blah. It's like, no, just let it be. And then if this person can't meet the standard, can't then I know how to move forward. And if they went above and beyond the standard, I know how to move forward. And I stayed at peace the whole time. But every time I try to be in front, try to control every single thing, how am I being perceived? What does it look like? Well, what's happening here? What's happening there? Where are you at? When is this going to be
Yeah.
done? You said blah, blah. Then I'm the one like pulling my hair out, going crazy. And I don't like showing up like that. I don't like feeling like that. And I don't really do well at it. I do so much better when I just let it, let it be, go with the flow. And that's been a vibe these last couple months. Going, I've been more effective. I've been more productive. I've been more at peace. I've been more connected than ever. Just let them.
Yeah.
That's been mine. What about you?
No, I love that piece you brought in about letting people just be. I my background is more of needing to know what others are doing
Yeah, for
so I
sure.
can best utilize the energies that are present. And just utilize or speaking about our celebration event, right? We had people who signed up for or just committed to tasks that they would be able to show up for. Either I'm not going to name the responsibility, so I'm not calling anyone
I
out.
will call them out. We had one person who said they were going to bring balloons and games, and we didn't hear from them the whole first day.
Yeah.
We kept saying like, "Where's this person at?" It's like, no idea.
Well, I think it was just said once. I'm like, where's this person at? I don't
I
know.
don't know, and
But
I'm
we
not
in the
about to chase
flow.
them in
Yeah,
and let them.
exactly.
And then they showed up the second day with 2 hours left in the event, and it was still love, and
So
you were
much
still
love.
invited. Thank you so
Yeah.
much. But yeah, it
Yeah.
was stuff like it was some things like that
Yeah.
happened. So go ahead.
And then there's the aspect of when I spent less time focusing on what's
Yep.
not happening and
Yep.
keeping it present to what's taking place. I mean, it was magic, right? We had Londrell in our space. And I just found out Londrell's from Winter Garden, Florida. That's 30 minutes from where I grew up in Winter Park. So I was like, all the vibes there, right? But it's, again, being present to what in the flow, what's taking place in our space, and not worrying about what's not happening. It's like, man, I had the best time of my life
Yep.
over these last 2 days.
Yep. Tony Jones, Tone,
Yeah.
uh,
Casey Bud.
come on, Connected Camping,
Mm-hmm.
Christian. We had a
Mm-hmm.
lot of people pull up, and it was a vibe. And I felt the same. I had a few people on Saturday that I really wanted to be there, but I did not see. I just decided like I'm gonna focus on who is here.
Yeah.
And then some of them came on Sunday, and that was fine. And it's like that's what I mean. It's like just let it be. And then I never had to feel discombobulated or anything. I got to just be fully present the whole time. I want to shout out like Bistro for bringing the food.
Yes.
If you
Issa Prescott, thank you, brother. You came through, man. We go way back to FAMU, our FAMU days. And just for you to be here running your business, doing excellent, right? Been in business for 4 years. And just for me to be able to call you up and say, yo, can you pull up 2 days before our event? You got, yeah, man, no problem. Man, that's so much love.
Yeah. And it solved the problem too, because I wanted food really bad, and you was like, "It's gonna be another thing to take care of," and then you figured out a
Yeah,
way to take care of it without us having to worry about it or
for
manage
sure.
it, and it was of the highest. And then his brother Kofi was there and was
Yeah.
doing magic, and all the people that showed up. We're not gonna be able to name everybody, but
Yeah.
I just really felt communal. I really felt supported, and so when we talk about like processes, like if you're watching this right now, on the below, you're gonna see like a thing that says you can buy the products we're wearing right now. That's a system we had to learn how to develop. Like, how do we synchronize our store with YouTube and this podcast that we're doing that we've been blessed to be able to have produced and done by our Just Pod movement? It's like when you're watching it, down below, it's like, hey, if you want to wear this shirt, it's right there. That's not happening out in the ether somewhere. That's not a magic thing that YouTube does for
No.
people. Like, we had to figure out and learn how to put it all together to make it make sense to use the things that we're already doing. That's what we love. It's like we want to document what's happening, not create more things to do. And that's been a big thing this year. It's like just document what's going on. We're already doing cool stuff. We are gonna have an event. Just set up the phone, set up the cameras, live stream it, and go from there. Let's not try to make something that just looks cool because that's the wrong energy. And I feel like people
For sure.
feel the love when they show up of the love that we're cultivating, and then we just get to invite people to that love and to that support and to that space. And man, did y'all really turn up? This weekend has been a dream come true for real.
What has been some of your favorite parts of it? So we spoke to some of the challenges during the year, but now just focusing specifically on this weekend.
Seeing my mom dance
Yeah.
so much, like knowing what both her and I have
Mm.
gone through this year and what we're fighting through, and all the stuff that people don't know, and just seeing her dance in the space and be so happy and so proud. Um, man, seeing my boys and their mother and her father, my
Mm.
ex-father-in-law, and like just still having love there and connection. Like these are people who know me since I was a child, who know probably more than most why I made the choices that I made in my life, and to be in a space of like just love and togetherness. Having Landrell pray in a space and just bless the space. Like, Landrell for me has been, him and Tony have been like the voices that express my soul in a voice that's not my own.
Yes.
It's like this is my soul on record. And they are saying it, but I can tap in. So times when I felt happy, times when I felt so lost and sad and angry, um, I would hear Londrell's voice and just say, like, man, you got to go with the flow, whichever way it goes, or just any of his meditations. So to have him there and just praying so fervently and giving thanks, um, you know, all the work that we did the weeks leading up to this time, and just going like, okay, how much we're going to invest and how much, and then to just see the joy in people's faces as they touch and
Oh
feel,
man.
and um, you know, this next round of employees. There's been so many things, and then how many people showed up with cookies and with food and with gifts and with their camera. Rejoice, at the time I'm recording this, she was the last episode that came out. Showing up with roses. It's like it's not very often that men get flowers. And she showed up to give me my flowers, to give us our flowers, and it's like just I could go on and on
Yeah.
for the list, but that's how it's been. It's just like,
Yes.
yo, my life is so abundant and full of love and joy and peace and the ability to make money and to take care of people and to create a safe space of peace and joy and party atmosphere. And there was not one time that we got into it with anybody. Nobody ever
No, at
felt
all.
under threat or under siege or in danger. Um, and that's what I do this for. So this was like, yeah, this is what I have lived my life believing was possible, and to live it every day. I mean, yeah, I could not ask for any more.
Yeah.
So I just want to say I shaded that.
I'll share, brother.
What about you?
Yeah, man. When you touched on mom being here, I, we were live streaming most of our coverage from Saturday and Sunday. And every time I would go back to check my phone, this live stream was going on my phone for like 2+ hours. And my mom would be on, just the only one there at points and times. And just like, it was just a reminder of how much I've been supported on my journey. 4 weeks ago, my father suffered a brain hemorrhage in his left temporal node. And, he wasn't speaking. He wasn't responding to commands. He had a breathing tube, and I had to leave. I left a day later to go down to Orlando, and I was in the hospital with him for 4 days and nights, just in meditation and prayer. I brought my singing bowl. I brought my flute, all the ways that he would connect with me in my youth, which was the piano. I brought the music that I know how to play, or at least
Hmm.
that I can dabble and play around with. And just to give an update, my father is doing much better now. He's no longer has a breathing tube in. He's going through physical therapy and speech therapy. And my mom's sending photos and videos daily of him, walking, and it's guided, it's assisted. However, he's walking, he's using his words. And so I was like, man, I feel so supported that I get to show up and be fully here and
Yeah.
present because I know I have the support back home.
Yep.
Because it was hard coming back here without him being fully responsive and then talking about cutting him up. I was like, no, don't
Yep.
do any of that.
Yep.
And I'm not a doctor. Like I don't know what's best, but I know this is not the right way, at least not yet. And so just being able to hold that space for him to make his return safely after I departed, again, it allowed me to be fully here and supported. So just to hear from your side, like, how family's been so instrumental to you, that's been what's been showing up on my end. And then also now with all of our friends, all of our loved ones who have just come along the journey. I know that you mentioned that you invited foes. Like I invited the foes too. It's like, and regardless if they showed up or not, I felt nothing but love
Yeah.
this weekend.
Yeah. Nothing but love, even from the haters.
Yeah, even from the haters. I think it's undeniable what's happening here. It's a whole movement, and again, to have all the guests that showed up, it's like they feel it too. And it's like, oh no, we're really doing something
Yeah.
here. We're catching our momentum. For me, it feels easeful now because we've been at it for a while.
Mm-hmm.
And we speak about this being our year. It's a year in the storefront, but I've known you since 2020. And we've gone deep in many other spaces. So it's like you mentioned the fact that being 10 years in one is like, yeah, I've lived many lifetimes in this experience and we got more to do.
Yep, indeed. And with that, I just want to shout out the team. I think team is so important. We've
Absolutely.
definitely had people on the team, from our very first employee when I was just like anybody who could show up and help me fold a shirt to sell, like please. And man, them niggas was wild and sometimes,
Wild.
man.
High as fuck.
Y'all taught me so much. Yeah, coming. I'm talking about.
And listen, this is before I arrived, y'all. Kareem made these decisions.
Man, you know what I'm saying? Hey, it's like this is my community.
Yeah, this is
These
what
are
needed
my
to happen.
people.
Yeah.
And I love them. And people be like, and I need you to tighten up. And some people wanted to, some people didn't. It's like let them.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I don't like respectability politics. I feel like there's inherent greatness in all of us, and then it can just look different. But then there's like being and establishing a culture. Being responsible for establishing the culture is like, yeah, I needed time to even figure out what was important to me. So when I pull up Gianni, and it's like, all right, my man has, it's like I'm gonna work to this capacity, and there were things I could ask him to do that I could never ask like a traditional employee, just because that was my nigga and he down.
Yeah.
And then he also showed up like that. It's like because you my nigga, it's like, well, I'm gonna show up an hour late. Or I'm gonna be stupid high because that's what I smoke. And it's just like, yeah, and I know that. And I knew that when I hired you.
Yeah.
And you know what I'm saying? Like, and I love you just like you are. But I need you to not be smelling so bad because it's getting on all the clothes.
Yeah.
And
we in Paucity Market,
you know
man.
what I'm saying?
Chill,
You know what I'm saying?
chill.
And I love him for not. It's like
Yeah.
I'm gonna be all the way me, and it's like okay, well then we can only go to 2 months.
Absolutely.
And that's what it matters to me is like you don't have to change. It just means we can't do this like this anymore. But I respect you being where you are. So
Mhm.
now, a year later, and it's like now we got all types of systems and books. Like here's your welcome packet. And this
Yeah.
is the policy, and this is how long you get a break for, and
Yeah.
blah blah. And I'm like,
I
fuck
love
all
it.
that,
I
man.
love it.
It's important.
And it helps us give people direction.
That's really all, because they really be looking for it.
Yeah.
How long is
Yeah.
my break? I'm working 8 hours. Do I get 30 minutes? Do I get an hour?
Yeah.
How do I, and so
How do I clock in? This program's not working. How do I do this? It's like, man, I'm tired of answering these questions because I'm trying to focus on building and expanding this.
Yep. And then for me, it's just learning to empower people.
Yeah.
So what I found, sometimes the systems take away the power, or at least can take away the power, where it's just like I'm doing exactly what you said. It's like I want you to feel confident enough, brave enough, supported enough to like try something, to be creative, to adapt, to respond in real time to what's happening in your life and in a space. And all of that I think is the medicine. That it's not one way or the other. It's all the ways are open. And some people are going to gravitate more to the like, yeah, give me the structure and this and this. And some people, I mean, we got new people coming in now. It's just like more creative than, it's like, I don't even know if I can keep up with you. And it's like, yeah, let them cook, let them run.
cook.
And you can only do that when the team is in sync and in harmony and everybody knows their roles. That's what I feel like I'm experiencing and witnessing now. I want to shout out Charlie for what she did with the website and the space.
And the storefront.
We remodeled the storefront 3 times on
Yeah.
our own, and we kept getting better and better.
Each time.
And now this time, I think we can chill out for a
Yeah.
while. She was just like abracadabra,
And then, bing.
and now it looks like what we imagined it would look like. And shout out everybody who tried before, but Charlie executed on a
Indeed.
way that I'm very grateful for. And yeah, the whole team, it really is like if you know your role, you know your gifts, and you bring those freely to the table. I feel like we're building a table where we can feast together, and that's what I love the most about this weekend is that everybody got to eat.
Yeah.
we can make our money selling our things, but we also got to pay everybody who showed up to help and support. And the energy just kept flowing and going and growing. And even if it wasn't monetary, it was true marketing. And what do people say when man, especially when I used to rap, people would try to ask me to come for free. They'd be like, man, it'd be great. What promotion? Is that what people say? Man, it'd be great promo. But I don't need promo. I need dollars
I
in my
need
pocket.
dollars, man. Yeah,
But sometimes you can use some real promo and being at
absolutely.
Ponts and being so it's just great. It's like building in a way where everybody can eat. And I remember if I could say like um in August, and he was just frustrated. He was like, I'm not eating. And I was just so mad and confused. Like, what are you talking about? Like, and not in no negative way, it's literal like confusion. Like, I don't know what you're talking about. And being able to listen better to you and to all the people is like, okay, what's important to you?
Yeah,
We're talking about this. This is what's, and you know me, I like to be as open and upfront as possible. This is what's important to me out of this situation.
yeah,
We're gonna do this. This is what I feel like we get out of it. What do you want? What do you get out of it? And then just giving space for people to say this, and I could either say we can do that,
yes,
or no, we cannot do that. And then there's no hard feelings. We shake hands, we leave, and then we get to come back and work it again. And that's to me, that's healthy.
yeah.
Yeah,
And what I love about that, similar, right? I like ask, like, what are you passionate about? Because we have so many things that are brewing with we societies that we can find an opportunity. You mentioned some of our new staff and letting them cook. They're talented, creative, whizzes on social media, TikTok, YouTube, Instagram. And I'm like, I'm learning from y'all. Just let me know what y'all want to do and let's make that happen. And I'm gonna just get out the way
yeah.
because they're doing what they're
We're gonna give you
passionate
the
about.
tools and then
Yeah,
get out the way.
yeah. And so that's just been really fun to inquire in such a way to where I get to learn about them rather than like, here, do this, this, and this, right? Taking away from the magic or the flow of creation
Yeah,
and coming from more of a systems place in corporate.
yeah.
It's like I appreciate the artistry that's taking place here in Atlanta and also with the youth and also the adults who are coming in and bringing their gifts. Where if it goes from cookies to nutritious vegan food to storytelling to magic, whatever it is, to being a poet, affirmation music, like we literally have a taste of all of it. And it's like, yeah, this is what we is.
Period. Well, that feels good, man. I want to say congratulations on a year in Ponce.
Hold on, man. I got one highlight that I had to share
Oh,
that,
please do.
gosh, man. So, we are speaking to Tony Jones and Londrell of like the words that are coming from your soul.
Mhm.
Londrell was a brother who I connected with back in 2020 in his self self-care affirmations album, and I know I used to listen to that pretty much daily during massages, at home sitting on my balcony, just like really just taking in the medicine because that was the first time I really prioritized my life.
Mm.
I was always what I deemed to be people pleasing and just making sure I took care of everyone else because I believed that I needed to sacrifice. And so now fast forward to 11/11 of 2022, that was the first time I got to meet Londrell in person. That was partly because you made the connection with Dejana Dharmaglow,
Mhm.
and we were a vendor at the event. And so I remember meeting Londrell for the first time, and I'm like, oh man, I gotta get a photo.
This is such a Youssef story. This is your life encapsulated right
Yeah,
here. Go
yeah.
ahead.
So super excited. I see Londrell walking by, and I'm like, I'm gonna get a photo of you. He's like, yeah. And then he just kept walking, like, ooh, I think I jumped the gun.
Yeah, super curve.
Yeah, I got curved, but it was okay though. I realized, man, he's in his flow. He's doing his thing. He's talking to thousands of people who were at the event, and I'm like, I'm gonna take a photo with you. And he's like, yeah, and just kept going. So I'm like, all right, I'm gonna try it different next time. Hopefully, there is a next time. And then again, to fast forward a year later at Dharma Glow again, Londrell was back, and we're at the VIP dinner, and it's like, okay, I'm gonna play it cool this time. Uh, and I've also grown so much as well, right? But just let me just skip forward, right? We go to our space. He pulls up, shows up at Ponce City Market in our storefront, and he's coming through the shop now, pick checking out what he wants to pick up. He grabs about 6 different items, really connecting with the apparel, and again, a testament to all the hard work that you've been doing, that we've been doing to find the right materials, find the right vendor, getting it tax-free, all the things that we
All
need
the
to do, all
things.
the codes that we need to learn in order to be in this position to be vertically integrated. And now we're creating and producing the clothes. And for Londrell to walk in and say, yeah, I want that, that, and that. And so, man, my magical moment was to be the one checking them out, uh, trying the different apparel pieces on. I have my heavy jacket over here.
Yeah. Okay. How you gonna do it? I knew it.
Yeah. And just to have this piece of the We Are the Ones heavy canvas jacket, right? He picked this one out. And so, allow him to try it on and then checking him out. And then also for him just to state like, man, I really vibe what y'all are doing here.
Yeah.
And yeah, man, that was just a powerful moment for me. Just like to listen to this brother's music, for him to touch my soul, touch my life in such a way to which I became a better person. And now he's in our store sharing about the great work that we're doing. Is like, if I just keep showing up, keep living in my authenticity, living in my gifts, and just bringing that through, is like, this is the magic that we get to create.
I read all the time. All the time. It's magical. And I definitely want to highlight that you just said we're integrated vertically. Nipsey Hussle said that on a song. I'm integrated vertically. Y'all niggas blew it. And I was like, yo, what is that? And ever since I found out, I was like, that's all I've wanted for my business and any business I have. So I have multiple aspects in it that are integrated in the vertical. And so in this case, we sell clothing and merchandise, and we have this online store and this retail store. But that meant we have to produce it some way, and the options are, and we've explored them all this
All of
year,
them.
going to get them done somewhere else and paying someone, and then trying to figure out what the margins are there, to have somebody else produce it. And then the questions are like, they produce it, how does it get to us, how much, what are the minimums to
The
buy, the
timing.
timing, are we restricted to their color palette, their capabilities, then when it was on us. And so to have partnerships, even like what we have with Just Pod and Just Elders Media, like to be able to have the opportunity to create our own things, and put it out, which gives us so much more flexibility.
Yes.
And then to be able to pass the savings that we've got, because then we learn so much of the codes behind the scenes. Okay, well, this is how we can get the ink cheaper, and this is how we can, but I mean, higher quality. So this year, our quality has gone up.
Skyrocket.
Like our quality has gone way, 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 way up
Yes.
in the clothes, while the cost to make them has gone down. And then we're able to pass that off to our fans and supporters and to our partners. And so sometimes they need something in 2 days, 3 days, and we're able to be like, no problem, because
Yeah.
we're the ones.
We the ones.
We're the ones doing it, and like that wasn't possible even 3 months ago.
No.
And so I just wanted to shout that out. Like even that is a part of we living. Like it wasn't just us. We were working hard, and then other people saw it and then brought their strength to our strength, and we're able to
Yes.
give our strength back to them, and then we're stronger together. And that's what it really looks like and feels like for me. Without competition, without friction, without trying to dominate. It's like we're just trying to win, and support each other. And so shout out to all the team. Shout out you. Shout out me. Shout out we, the whole
Yes.
we tribe. Thank y'all so much for a beautiful year. We're gonna be running sales on our site for the rest of the year for sure.
Yeah.
Please check it out, wesociety.co. It really helps if you share this video, leave a comment, tag us in your socials, leave a review
On Google.
all the different things. And that, really like just let us know how you feel. Like be like, well, what do I even say? It's like, man, are you digging this? People have shared like how this idea and message has impacted them in their family life, how it's impacted them in their communities, with trying things that they've always wanted to try in their life and been afraid to or hesitant to, and just remember like I'm the one I'm waiting for. I need to do it right now. We love reading those, hearing those, seeing those. So please feel free to send them. If you want to keep it private, we'll honor that. And if you okay with us sharing, we'll do that as well. But we are the ones we're waiting for. It's been a year in our store, and we just thankful. We appreciate you. And yeah, we're excited to see what the next year looks like.
What are you envisioning for next year, brother? What are you
I'm gonna be
calling
dropping
in?
an album.
Okay.
So some of y'all don't know I can rap.
Yeah.
My face off. And this is how this all started.
Yes.
I was making clothes for this album I was working on, and the we idea like grabbed me. And so I definitely want to be releasing some music. And then hosting more communal activations
Yes.
in and around Atlanta and throughout the country. So we're trying to take this on a pop-up tour. If you guys place for us to come and set up shop and connect with community out there, hit us up. But then also like just some of the more self-care practices, some of the self-love. I love what you said about like people pleasing. You know, I believe that we're all over the spectrum, that we have a lot of health to get to and a lot
Yeah.
of mental health that we need to work on. And we're going to be spending time to do that, especially as we stabilize more of the production and the things that were important here for home. I see in the next 12 months expanding out some more. What about you? What do you see for next year?
Yeah, so I think within as we get past this holiday season rush, I feel like I'm gonna be pretty hunkered down with holding down the storefront, holding down the warehouse, and just our production space. But what I'm calling in for next year is more collaborations.
Yep.
There's a lot of gifted, talented souls here in Atlanta and also abroad that we work along with. And it's like, bring your gifts, bring your strengths. Let's do a retreat together. Let's host a local activation here in Atlanta. Let's do more with Just Pod. You know, it's like all the things that we do well. We can find ways to exchange energy that doesn't need to be financial, but also we all get the benefit and grow from.
Yeah.
So I'm looking forward for more collaborations, calling in corporate sponsorships or sponsorships of any kind because we're doing amazing work.
Shout out to our sponsor of the podcast, Dr. Jonathan Bradford of
Yes.
Fortitude. If you're a
Yes.
man and you're looking to go deep, make sure you tap in with him. His information will be in the description box. He has a beautiful program. And then in February, we'll be there together hosting Fortitude on the land in Boston, Massachusetts, or near Boston, Massachusetts. So shout out our very first sponsor, Dr. J.
Yes. Dr.
Appreciate
J,
you.
thank you, brother.
And we're calling in more.
Calling in more. We got more work to do. We're having a lot of fun while we're doing it. And so my prayers for this year is that we just keep going.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We're just gonna keep going. And on that note, we're just gonna take a moment of silence. Just breathe how you breathe, but breathe in through your nose slowly and out slowly. We appreciate you all so much for tuning in every Wednesday, wherever you get your podcasts. We know you could be listening to a lot of different stuff. We just hope that it's beneficial and supportive. And I'm just gonna close my mouth now, close your eyes, and we're just gonna take about 20 seconds to just focus on the breath coming in and out of our nose and fill our hearts and our spirits with gratitude. So here we go. 10 more seconds. All right, y'all. It's been another episode and an edition of the We Are the Ones podcast. We're gonna catch you again next Wednesday, dropping everywhere podcasts are. If you're watching on YouTube, appreciate it. And if not, wherever you listening, make sure you subscribe so you don't miss anything. We'll catch you soon. Bam, take us out.
Let's do it.
We really the ones we've been waiting for all along. I don't know why we be looking elsewhere. We gotta turn in. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. We are the ones we've been waiting for. Found everything I needed, me no need to look no more. The timing was exquisite, even when I thought I missed it. I was tripping, I was falling, but I never failed. I embrace my flaws and imperfection. I am grateful for the lessons and the blessings. Remember when I was stressing, we can do anything we put our minds to. Believe that. We open to the ops and the feedback. Ops mean opportunity, hoping that you see that. I'm saying what I mean. We brave enough to go after our dreams. It ain't really hard as it seems, and even if it is, then we can do the hard things. I'm alive and I'm well. Even in the darkness, we prevail. Never put my greatness on a scale. Nobody can outweigh that. I did it to myself, and it's the payback. Spinning wheels for this fortune. What you say, Jack? I'm different now. We different now. I'm soaring high. We lifted now. Speaking with more diction. Moving with conviction. We are the ones we've been waiting for. We are the ones we've been waiting for. Found everything I needed. Me no need to look no more. We are the ones we've been waiting for.